computer. The training will be in English, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
You are both comfortable because you people are qualified people, so you both are like comfortable with English, yes?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So now we can start the training. Thank you very much for your trust on our organization, Aspire Training and Management Consultancy. The today training that we have for the hazardous material and chemical handling means what are the hazardous material and how we can handle the hazardous material or the chemicals. My name is Ali Akbar and I have 25 years experience in the field of quality, health, safety and environment. Uh, I have my master in chemistry from University of Peshawar, Pakistan, KPK, 1997. After this, I joined quality department in textile industry in Karachi. I worked there. And after this, in 2011, I came to UAE. Before this, in textile, I was working in quality and little bit health and safety. But the major focus was there for the quality control and quality assurance. After this, I have my neighbors from here, 2011 from NTC, and I also have in 2018 the OSH IDIF Level 6 Diploma, and I also have ISO courses, and I am the approved trainer for the NIBOSH, IGC, and IOSH as well as the ISO courses. And I am also IOSH member, Cert IOSH, as well as I am also as a lead auditor for the standard ISO 45001 2018 standard. And currently, I'm working as a consultant as well as auditor and trainer with the Aspire Training and Management Consultancy. The today training is for the chemical handling or hazardous materials. So you people know this better that the people who have their background in chemistry can have this training very well. They are understanding as well as their explanation. Because for the whole life we played like uh, 6 years with the chemicals in the lab also and also on the production. So can you just only introduce yourself, please?
Man.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Valan Liti.
Yeah.
I'm from safety officer at Alnada Overseas Bangalore. Alnada Overseas Contracting LLC.
Okay.
I'm from India.
Yes.
I have 5 years experience in safety field.
Yes.
And currently working in Oman, Dubai. Previous I am working in Oman 8 years.
So you also have experience of Oman.
Oman.
There is some difference between the Oman regulation and the UAE regulations or a little bit same?
Yeah, it's a culture is different.
Culture is different, no? Because I also work
Yeah.
in like also in the KSA, the Neom Mega project is a HSE manager with the Abdullah Ahmad Al Breki company. But there is a huge difference between the people understanding of the Saudi Arabia and over here, because here the people they are qualified also, but they are also decent people. The Saudi people working there, the local people, they are very good. But the people we send our people there, they're creating problem. Huh? Our people,
Yeah.
the people working there from our countries, they are creating problem. Like the local people, they are very good people there. But here, so that's why many people they do not want to stay there anymore. Huh? This is also a problem. So in Oman also there is little bit different. So there is a difference between the culture of Oman as well as the UAE. UAE is the best place, believe me. Because
Yeah, it's a tourist.
yes, I spent there in Saudi Arabia 9 months or 1 year, but it was very difficult to work there. because over here, if we are working in any organization, any company, our 95% or 90% of our work with our people, not with the local people or other people. We are always with our own people. So that's why the problem means the outsiders from the UAE people. So they expect. So now, if they people provide us everything, the culture and each and everything, if the environment, the people, they understand everything, so this is good for us. So when we are working in UAE, we feel that we are secure. Yes. Because the people
Yes, yes.
respect. The people respect. Okay, Abdul Manan, you just only introduce yourself, please.
Thank you for asking, sir. I'm Abdul Mannan and I belong to Gopalganj, Bihar, but I have been living in Abu Dhabi for two years,
Uh-huh.
working with Al Overseas Contracting as a safety officer. I have a 5 year experience, including Gulf and India. I completed a BSc Bachelor of Science from Shri Krishna University, Madhya Pradesh, and also completed technical certification course of NIBOSH, IOSH, OSHA, Fire and Safety.
Very good.
That's all about me. Thank you so much.
Okay. So we can go ahead, yes. We also provide, on behalf of Aspire, we also provide the trainings, the international trainings, including the ISO courses as well as the NEBUSH. And also we provide services for development of the management system based on ADOS as well as ISO. We also develop the system for the IMS as well as the national standards of ADOS. We also conduct the audit for third party. These are our accreditations. So now the course contents, we will discuss the course based on our course contents one by one. So this introduction we already completed. Now the course objective, we have a little bit about the course objective. Identify the employer and employee's responsibility in the workplace where chemicals are used. Locate pertinent information about chemical on labels, including other forms of hazard communication to ensure right to understanding provision of GHS and SDS requirements. The reduction of risk related to chemicals used in a workplace. Uh, when we are talking about the chemicals, so do we have some requirements from the UAE labor laws to protect our employees from the hazardous nature of the chemicals? So the Ministerial Order 32 of the year 1982, Article 9, provide us the guidance. The employer shall undertake necessary precautionary measures to protect workers from the dangers of falling objects, flying material or sharp bodies, or caustic liquid material, means the chemical, or hard or inflammable or explosive materials, or other harmful materials. So this is about the chemicals. Now when we are talking about the ADOSH SF COP number 1, hazardous materials, version 4.0, 15 July 2024. So in this also, in this COP, Code of Practice, they are totally showing us the risk related from the hazardous materials. And we develop our this training material based on this COP, Code of Practice. What is HAZMAT? Hazardous materials. Substance that pose a risk to health, property, or the environment due to their chemical, physical, or biological nature. These materials can cause harm when not properly managed. If we properly manage, so over here, Managing the hazardous material means to provide the engineering control and train our employees how to handle the chemicals. So this part is a hierarchy of control, the administrative part, the trainings. Now examples of hazardous material, chemicals, it could be acid, bases or solvents. Then biological agents like bacteria, viruses, uh, then fungi, radioactive materials. Sometimes we also using the radioactive materials, flammable liquids and gases, corrosive substances, now toxic materials. Some will be explosives. Hazmat. Spells have.
Sir,
What is hazmat? Yes, yes, please.
bacteria also considered in hazardous substance, hazardous materials.
Actually, when we are talking about the chemicals, so they are also some of the chemicals they are considered as hazardous materials.
But
If we
how?
have some, huh?
But how?
Let's see, we are using a chemical
Okay.
like acid. So this acid also can, let's see, how the chemicals harm our body, or sometimes the chemical we are using, how they harm our environment, or how they harm our property sometimes, if not properly used.
Okay.
See, when we are talking about the chemical are they have the hazardous nature, but we are using this how to handle this to make this means risk free or reduce the risk of handling the chemicals. Now it's clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
Yeah, yes, yes.
Hazmat, yes, Hazmat, let's see. Nowadays, we have a big crisis and disaster. Like see, sometime due to global crisis, when there is global crisis, if there is some petrol, diesel spill in the uh, ocean or the sea, it's a disaster for us. So over here, like the chemical, when we are using this for the proper way. Means sometimes it's used as a raw material for the manufacturing. But when it's not properly used, so it can affect our health as well as our safety, as well as our environment also affected by the use of chemicals.
Correct.
Agreed?
Yes, yes.
So nowadays, we have like some global crisis. Allah protect us in our globe and all the people, not only the people, but the plants, trees, as well as the uh, uh, living of the the sea life, as well as everything. But nowadays, what we are doing, the human is destroying the environment. The human is destroying the environment because, see, when we are using chemicals and the activities where we are using chemicals and it destroy the environment, then there will be global environmental changes. Agree with me or no? Because see,
Yeah,
before
yes,
this,
yes, sir.
before this, there were no flooding in Abu Dhabi because basically I'm consultant. When there was some emergency procedure we have to develop, then sometime I have to consider flooding in UAE. But believe me, in 2000, 2012, 2013, 2015, 14, 15, nobody have the idea that flooding will hit our UAE. These are the global changes. In these global changes, the use of chemicals is one of this. Like see, now when you go to the market, over there you see, there we see that this is organic food. Organic food means the food this is natural, not some mixing is there. So chemical we are using for our different activities. And these chemicals, if not properly controlled, that become a risk for our environment, also for our bodies, and also for the fauna and flora, means the plants and animals. So now, hazmat spills have caused health problems, injuries, and even death in people and animals, and have damaged buildings, homes, property, and the environment. Given such dire consequences, it's reasonable to conclude that one may not encounter hazmat on a daily basis. We have to counter the hazardous material, or means the material that we are using, we have to encounter this. The truth, however, is that many products containing hazardous materials are routinely used and stored in homes and are transported every day on the nation's highways, railroads, waterways, and pipelines. So over there is a chance of spill. Now over here, in one company in Sharjah, they were taking some chemicals. And what happened? There was some spill, not in a small area, because the tank was leak and they were not aware of this. So they were just only they were transporting in the desert area and they were not aware of this. So it spilled in place. So after this, somebody caught them, and after this, they give them the penalty. Because if there is some chemical spill, it directly mixes with the groundwater. So now, if this, so it will be contaminated, it will contaminate the groundwater. So now this chemicals we were using because we do not want, because if it's mixed with the groundwater, what will happen? Then after this, it will maybe it will travel to the sea. So over there, this become a poison for the waterland, means the animals in the sea. So for this in Abu Dhabi, we have like liquid waste, hazardous liquid waste, as well as hazardous solid waste and other waste, chemical waste. You people are working currently in Abu Dhabi, yes?
Yes.
And you also have projects in Dubai.
Mhm.
Because,
No.
yeah,
Two
in
places. Abu
two
Dhabi.
places, okay. In 2014, when I was working as a corporate manager in Al Nasser Industry Enterprises, this time it was very difficult for us to dispose the hazardous waste because only two companies were there registered as the Center of Waste Management, CWM. So it was very difficult. But nowadays, we have lot of companies. They take the ESP, Environmental Service Provider, who are disposing the hazardous waste. But before this, uh, we have some hazardous waste there in one of our company. This is the paint waste, and they quote us. We have to pay for disposing of 1 kg of hazardous waste 14 dirham. But nowadays, many companies are there in the market, so they reduce the price. Have you ever been to gone to this place, Benias? In Binyas, there is one area, the facility for the waste.
Binias, which area?
Binyas.
Mhm.
Behind the Binyas, there is one area, the waste, like they dispose there the waste. Na? Facilities are there. Many companies are there. I also conduct 2, 3 audit for these companies. Now, hazmat incidents. Thousands of incidents occur each year in which hazmats are released into the environment as a result of incidents or natural disaster. So if there is, let's see, if there are some accidents in the sea and we have like petrol leak in water, the sea or in the ocean, what will happen? So the fauna and flora that we have in the sea or the ocean will be destroyed. In addition to potentially harming people and the environment, spill in coastal waters may cause substantial disruption of marine transportation with potential widespread economic impact. Both coastal and inland spills are called hazmat incidents and are routinely addressed by first response like firefighters and local law enforcement. Uh, why we communicate the hazardous chemicals? Why this is important? This is important because the people will know that um, what are the hazards or risks related to the chemicals. So we have different programs for this GHS, SDS, so many things will come later in the training. Employees who work with hazardous chemicals have a right to know, implies, what those chemicals are, what hazards are associated with those chemicals, what they can do to protect themselves, how to handle and store products they work with, means the storing temperature, or where they can store. Like see, one time I was conducting one audit, the OSHAD audit, we call it OSHAD audit, or now the ADOSH SF audit. I was conducting one audit for one site, and they, company people, they keep the chemical, and direct sun was coming on that. Shade was not provided.
Direction?
One company,
Sir, where direction?
what?
Yes.
Direct
Tell me, please.
I
sun.
direct where keep direction?
Yeah, see, actually, they keep the chemicals, not in a shaded area. So direct
Okay,
sun
okay.
was falling on it. You got the point?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Sun was directly falling in it, means no shaded area. So there was like too much hot. And I told them that you have to provide proper storage area for this.
Okay.
Believe me, after I give them major non-conformity, after 45 or 50 days, fire accident happened there. So chemical, if we have chemical in a huge amount, we have to provide proper storage for this. Like keeping the combustible materials in a place where directly they exposed to the sun. Like sometime we are working on site and over there we need diesel to use in the equipment we are using there. Means excavator, forklift, bulldozers, they are working on the fuel diesel or say petrol. Now, how we will store these chemicals there, because sometimes we in the manufacturing company we need to store this in a tank. Like for the construction side, what we are doing, sometimes we provide there the diesel or petrol in the tanker. This is okay. But in some time, we have a manufacturing company over there. We are using forklift and other machinery. Some other machinery they run or work on the petrol. So over there, where we will have to construct the tank for the diesel. So in some places, we have to provide shade for such petrol or diesel tanks. It's not good practice that we have the tank under the direct sun. Provide the shaded area for the tank. It's a good practice. And below this, there will be bonded area up 10%, 110% capacity. This is the UAE environmental law recommendation. Now, what to do if they have an emergency working with those chemicals? Sometimes we are using chemicals in case of emergency. Employer need a formal written program that include employee training. This is often called as a HAZCOM program, means hazard communication. Now, let's see. You are using chemicals on your site. So for this, you need to have HAZCOM program. HAZCOM program means like this training is also a part of your HAZCOM program. And now
Okay.
once you provide your guys, the internal training is also a part of the HAZCOM program.
Okay.
You are working in the HSC department. So once you have this training, it's better to provide your guys the internal training for the hazardous chemicals or chemicals handling. Many of your employees, they have experience, but still training is required because you people are the special safety specialists. So this is your responsibility. Because see,
Yes.
when the people they have experience, so they can train their guys in a better way. Now, by the end of this training program, you will know how to recognize and manage the hazardous material in your work area. Understand the globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of GHS. Globally harmonized system of classification. Now, let's see why we have this GHS. Globally harmonized system of classification. We have this globally because if we go to China or another place, like see Canada, they will over there also they will have the same system. They will also follow the globally harmonized system. Let's see. If we take the examples of chemical, like the chemical formulas as well as the symbols for the atoms. So globally it's the same. Like in China, they call sodium chloride NaCl, sodium chloride. Now the water, H2O, they are using everywhere. So for the chemicals, we also have such system that all the things over there also will be globally. So this is the global classification. Because the people, their language, any language they are speaking, but they will have only one thing is common, and this is the GHS. And terms of using or handling of chemical substances. So globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals needed because of global economy. Internationally developed system to protect workers by using the same criteria, testing procedures, exposure limits, etc. to determine the hazards of chemicals. Like see, before this, throughout the world, we were using one chemical, asbestos. You are aware of this. This is a chemical fiber. This is a chemical fiber. But this was used by the companies since 1980. Since 1980, everywhere it was considered as a safe chemical. But after 1980, from the UNO or the ILO, it is now handled as a safe chemical. So in our countries, we were using this, but now it is also banned in our countries after 1980. Because it was because the scientists, they research on it, and they just only, by their research, they give the proof that it's called the lungs cancer. So now this chemical is banned. Before this, we were using in benzene C6H6, aromatic hydrocarbon. We were using this as a solvent, but during the research in 1990 or something, they called this also cause cancer. So now they people throughout the world, it is no more used as solvent. So the chemists, they are using not benzene, they are using toluene. One alkyl group, when we attach instead of hydrogen to the carbon, it's become toluene. So now the same solvent properties instead of benzene is given by toluene. So we are using toluene now. The scientist, when they are doing some research or commercially also, we are using now toluene. Toluene is more safe. Now we are taking another example. Before this, we were using asbestos. But nowadays, we are not using asbestos. Instead of asbestos, we are using glass wool.
Glass wool.
Yeah, glass wool we can use. Because the glass wool is not like dangerous like the asbestos. So it is safe. Got the point?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Like see, brothers,
But what is different
we
both?
see that, yeah, please tell me.
So what is the different of each other?
I'm not getting you, please. Could you tell me again, please?
So I'm asking to different in the glass and another thing.
So like see, asbestos, before we were using as a insulating material.
Okay.
Insulating material, like see, when we are building a house, over there we need insulating material to protect the gas line, then the water line. As an insulator, we provide the asbestos to this, particularly in industries. Because you have a company, oil and gas company, over there you have many pipes. Like you have a boiler, you know boiler, yes?
Boiler.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So now you have boiler. When a pipe of steam is coming from the boiler to your machine, it should be insulated or protected. Because see, if you cover the pipeline coming from the boiler to your machine, there will be some requirement of insulation. So for this insulation, because when we provide insulation, then the temperature of steam will be not decreased. One thing. Second thing is, it is a protective cover because if somebody touch, then
Yes.
they will get burn injury. So that's why we are providing the protection. And this protection in the palm up is distorted before, but nowadays we are using the glass wool. Clear, please?
Yes, but sir, do you have any picture?
Yes, yes.
Do you have any picture?
Any picture for the asbestos?
Yes,
I will just only
because
show you. Okay.
I'm not aware of this.
Yes.
You are not like, you are not having an idea of this. Lexi,
Yes,
if we
yes,
have
yes.
Lexi, I'm just only showing you. Lexi, you can see this? Lexi, this is a boiler. From this boiler, this is coming a pipe. When this pipe is not covered, so what will happen? If the environment is too cold, directly it will make cool the steam temperature down. But if we provide the covering of asbestos or glass wool, its temperature will remain the same.
Okay.
So its temperature
Yes.
will not decrease. So we are using the glass wool instead of the asbestos, the glass wool. Similarly, if we are dissolving some organic solute in a solvent, this is called benzene, C6H6. Now in this case, if we use benzene, it is carcinogenic, it causes cancer. But as a solvent, if we use toluene, then it is not cause cancer. So in this case, sometime if we know that the chemical is hazardous, we will use the non-hazardous. Like see, you are coming from out and you have too much heart. And now you want to drink something like if you have Pepsi or Coca-Cola or something. This is dangerous. It's better to take cold water.
Yes.
Cold water is safe because in the Coca-Cola and something there is carbon monoxide, there is carbon dioxide, and when carbon dioxide will dissolve in water, it changes to carbonic acid, and carbonic acid can damage our stomach. Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Yes,
So
sir.
now, now when we are talking that Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, they are also chemicals. There, new people will not agree with me.
Yes, correct.
Agree or not agree?
Definitely, sir, it is not good for our stomach
Yeah, yeah.
because all mixed in
It's a
chemical,
yes,
so
it's a
directly
poison. Huh?
affect on the stomach.
When when Tish bhai, are you agree with me? Because these are Coca-Cola. Varan bhai, you are agree with me because this Coca-Cola,
Yes.
Pepsi Cola, they are
Agree.
chemicals, na?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
One of my friend, he told me,
Such.
he's from Hyderabad, India. He told me this is not a drink. This is like I told, what is this? He told me this like just only we use this for the to cleaning something like the dish or something. We are using this. He was laughing. Okay, so it's required that we have to train our employees for the chemicals that we are using in our company. Safety data sheet. Before this, we were calling this MSDS, but now safety data sheet must be created based on the same 16 parts format. Now see, for the safety data sheet, if we have one chemical in any country we have one chemical, it will have the same 16 parts format, means 16 uh,
Section.
sections will be there. If we create this, we develop the SDS in India or UAE or China will have the same sections. 16 parts or sections. Because this is globally required. And what will be in the section first, section second, section third, section fourth will be on this arrangements. Like first state which will be in which section. In case of emergency will be in which section. So it will be formulated like this. So that's why they call this globally harmonized system. Now, the use of visually based warning symbols like pictograms on product labels so work can immediately identify the hazards associated with the product they use. Now, we have one video, we will take this later. All the videos we will discuss. Now, the common terms that we are using, common terms. Toxicology, the study of the body response to substance. Like when we are using any toxic chemicals, how our body responds to this particular substance. Toxicity, the ability of a chemical to produce injury once it reach a susceptible site in or on the body. Dose. The dose means the quantity that we are taking. The level of environmental contamination multiplied by duration of exposure. Means sometimes we are using some chemicals in some areas and our employees, they are exposed to the chemicals. And how many times and for what's the duration they are exposed to a chemical. So based on this, we decide the duty timing. Local effect, the effect which is usually confined the initial point of contact. Systematic effect. Systematic effect means some chemicals affect some parts of the body, like the effect which occur parts of the body other than the point of initial contact. Target organ. Target organ means an organ within the human body on which a specified toxic material exerts its effects, like lungs, liver, and eyes. Now, target system. Alcohol. Alcohol affects our central nervous system, CNS. Lead. Bone marrow and brain damage. Bone marrow means it's in the center of bones that develop the RBCs or WBC in our body. Red blood corpuscle or white blood corpuscle means the bone marrow is manufacturing the blood. WBC, white blood corpuscle, and RBC, red blood corpuscles. So if we have lead, so it will destroy our bone marrow. From here we have the lead. From petrol we have the lead. Yes or no?
Yes.
The lead we are getting from the petrol. Now mercury. Mercury also work on the central nervous system, CNS. H2S also work on our CNS, central nervous system. Employer responsibilities. Employer responsibility. What is the responsibility of employer to make the chemical handling easy for our employees? When the wording employer coming, it's the top management. It's the top management. Employer responsibility under the chemical handling and hazardous material. Ensure labels are on incoming level and not defaced. Means if chemical is coming, there will be proper label on it. And it will be not damaged. Defaced means damage. So that the people who are handling the chemicals know the exposure limits, also the hazards with the particular chemical. Maintain SDS from shipment. Now, in your organization, you are using some chemicals. So for this chemical, the supplier have to provide you the SDS, safety data sheet. Obtain SDS if not received. Ensure SDS are readily accessible. Means the implies have access to it. It means that it will be communicated to the implies using the chemicals. Or now see, our people understand Hindi and Urdu. So now the implies are working with us and they are using some chemicals. And for these chemicals, we have the material safety data sheet. What we will do, we will give them training. We will give them training on the SDS and their language. Means in Hindi, Urdu. Sometimes, so if you have production supervisor and they are using chemicals, means thinner, paint or something, so we have to train the employees also internally or externally and also provide the training to their supervisors to train them. Okay, which type of chemical you people are using in your company, please? If you want to share,
Solvent, paint,
what chemicals,
paint,
please?
Thinner,
paint,
paint,
solvent,
Solvent you are using. What's the name of the solvent?
solvent means thinner,
Thinner. Okay, thinner you are using. Other, please.
thinner paints are
material,
used more.
Paint also, yes.
Yes,
fiber content.
thinner paints.
Fiber also you have. So we have to train our guys that what is written over there in the SDS of the thinner. Like see, we are using thinner and some thinner fall on our body. How we will wash our body, our hands. Now if thinner sometime splashes in our eyes, what we will do? Means the first aid this is required. If there is fire in the thinner, which extinguisher we will use? For the thinner fire, which type of extinguisher you people use?
Carbon monoxide.
AB,
You
ABC
can also
powder.
use DCP, you can also use carbon dioxide, and you also can use the what you call as DCP, or you can use the foam also. Foam is also okay.
Yes,
Yes.
form.
But nowadays in UAE, in majority of companies, we have the carbon dioxide and foam. Carbon dioxide and the DCP, dry chemical
Carbon
powder.
dioxide.
Dry chemical
ABC.
powder. Okay. Now
ABC.
ensure chemicals in workplace are probably properly labeled, tagged or marked. I'm sharing with you one of my experience that I have over there in Pakistan. I was not only working in the quality department, sometime there was, when there was some problem on the machines regarding the quality, I was also working in the production. One time, one guy, he was using, caustic soda, sodium hydroxide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
He
yes,
was,
sir.
yes, he was working on the machine. This machine name was mercerizing because once we have cotton fabric, cotton fabric. So we dip this cotton fabric for 1 to 3 minutes in a solution of caustic soda. This caustic soda temperature will be 62 or 65 and 3 minutes. And the percentage of the percentage of sodium hydroxide will be, the concentration will be 65%. Sorry, 25%, 25 to 28%. So when the chemicals like this is base, strong base, when it splashes in our eyes and the temperature is 62 degree centigrade, what will happen to our eyes? Our eyes will be damaged.
Grit.
So directly when I was in the lab, directly they called me that one guy have this problem. Directly I came here and I wash his eyes, both the eyes, with water, with cold water, 15 minutes. We open the shower and start full time. The lab was nearby, this machine. And after this, I told one guy to go to the canteen and bring with a lemon. So he came with a lemon. And we dissolved the lemon. We just only squeeze the lemon in 1 liter of water. And after 15 minutes washing with the cold water, we also washed with the this lemon water. And he was okay. Before this, one guy was there, and he shared the experience with me that before this accident happened to us, and we not use the water, we directly send the patient to the hospital. And this guy, when they sent to the hospital, his eye was already damaged, full-time damage. Full-time his eye was damaged. And the one treated by me, only the first aid. The first aid, if we provide this properly, it can save our body parts. Once they called me, then I came and then we provide the first aid. This guy, he was working with us on the same day. He told, no, I don't have anything. I'm normal. So sometimes the first aid can provide a second life. And this guy who was not treated like this, he was directly sent to the hospital, then he has problem. Complication in eyes. His eyesight was defective. So it means that first aid is more important. If we know the property of chemicals, then we can provide first aid properly. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
So if you are using chemicals in your organization, it is your responsibility to provide internal training one by one chemical to your employees. Internally, also, already you people have the external training and you have experience, and you can train your employees from the MSDS because you have five years experience, alhamdulillah. And means you work in India, also you work, Varan Bhai also work there in the Oman, also we're working over here. And Abdul Manan, you also work in India and also working here. So you have good experience. Now, ensure chemicals in workplace are properly labeled, tagged or marked. Provide information and training to employees. Provide information access for employees in multi-employer workplace. Multi-employer workplace. Like see, multi-employer workplace means, like see, sometimes we have contractor, we have our own employees, contractors, subcontractors. So this is the case. All the employees, they are using the chemicals. If you are a company and you have contractor, you also have to provide training to your contractor and subcontractors, or tell them that provide third-party training to your employees, to the contractor as well as the subcontractor, and make this is important training for you. Like see, there is one company, they are using chemicals and they are not exposing their own employees to the chemicals. The contractor employees are they exposed to the chemicals. I went there for the audit. I told the chemical training I need. No, but we provide this to service third party. Okay, the third party training they don't have. Then I give the NC, non-conformity. So this is required. Huh? If you have chemical, you have to train your guys, as well as if you have contractor, they are using this for you. You have to train them or tell them to provide their company the third party training or internal training also is possible. Develop, implement, and maintain a written hazard communication program. So, like the training, you conduct the training for the hazardous chemicals, internally or externally. So, this is part of the hazard communication program. So, chemical handling and hazardous material training is actually hazard communication program, or this is a part of the hazard communication program. So, now we are coming here. Now, employer responsibility, how hazard communication works. Chemicals, manufacturer and importers classify the hazards of chemicals they produce or import and prepare labels and safety data sheets based on the classification. Chemicals are shipped to employer by chemical manufacturers, importers or distributors. Sometimes we are getting, like see, we are an organization and we need sometime the chemicals from our manufacturer send us, or sometimes we are taking this from the distributors. Like see, the manufacturing company is in the India, and now they have their franchise or distribution over here. We are not getting directly from India. We are getting here. They have the franchisor. We are taking from this medicine from the this chemical from the distributors or from the franchise they have here in Abu Dhabi. So, in this case, they will provide us the MSDS, the labels, everything. Implement the program. All employers receive labels, containers, and safety data sheets with shipped chemicals. All employers must prepare a written hazard communication program, including a list of hazardous chemicals in the workplace. Employers must ensure all containers of hazardous chemicals are labeled. Safety data sheets are maintained for all hazardous chemicals. Workers are trained on program elements, protective measures, keep information up to date. Sometimes, like see, nowadays, when we people are like the people, the common people also, and also particularly the safety people, when they are um working in a workplace, sometimes they have discussion. Or the health practitioner, they have discussion. Before this, they have one discussion. Before this, the cancer was not too much common, but nowadays the cancer is too much common. So, am I right or wrong?
Yes, yes, sir, yes.
Now I
Yes,
want
sir.
to I want to make this clear. This statement is I'm not agree with this statement. Like see, before this, like see, we are using one chemical today. We are using one chemical today, and this chemical is considered as safe. This chemical is considered as a safe. But tomorrow or day after tomorrow, somebody research on this particular chemical and they are telling that this chemical cause cancer. Like up to 1980, we were using asbestos, but nobody complained about the asbestos that is could cause cancer. After a special research journal, one paper was published against the asbestos, and they told that this cause cancer. You know Johnson's
Johnson.
Johnson's Johnson's is a company, na? Johnson's is a company that producing the talcum powder or soap. Johnson's. No idea?
No idea, sir.
Let's see.
I will check.
Let's see. Now discussing this, then you will understand. one time there was a case filed against this company that they are manufacturing the powder. Means the powder that the ladies they are using for to make white. And they filed
Yes,
a
yes.
case.
I
They filed
think
a
with the
case.
baby.
See, yes, they filed for the makeup now. They file a
Yes,
case. They file a case against this company that the talcum powder or the powder for the makeup manufactured by the Johnson, they are using asbestos in it.
Yes.
Abdul Manan, you got the point?
yes.
So now this case won by the one who filed the case against them in the court. And now you will not see the Johnsons talcum or the makeup powder anymore. Because they're told they people are using the asbestos.
Hmm.
So after this, their production they will decrease. So sometime, like see, the cancer before was also very common, but due to the diagnose, because in say the example of our country, Pakistan, there was only one or two hospitals for the cancers diagnosed. But nowadays we have many hospitals. In Karachi, there are
Yes.
four hospitals. In Lahore, we have 3, 4 hospitals. And Peshawar also we have 3, 4. So nowadays, the hospitals they do the diagnose or testing for the cancer. Before this, people were dying, but nobody knows about the proper diagnose. But nowadays, we say that cancer is very common. Cancer is not very common. Before it was also there, but it was not properly diagnosed. The people were die of it. Now agree? So
Yes.
let's see. Nowadays, we are using something and we say it's safe. But tomorrow new research is coming. They're telling no, it's not safe. This cause this
So what do we do to avoid this one?
no, let's see. I mean that before this there was problem with the diagnose, but nowadays the
Mhm.
diagnose is become very easy because everywhere we have the laboratories, we have the labs.
Yes,
So
yes,
that's
correct.
why, we are now telling that the cancer is too much common. But before also it was there, but without diagnose, people were dying. So we go ahead. So actually, when you people have any chemicals, it's required to communicate to your employees that in case of any accidents with the handling the chemical, what is the first aid, what is the firefighting media for this, and how to dispose the chemicals. Like see, sometimes we have spill of chemicals. We have spill of chemicals, but we don't know how to dispose the spill material from the chemicals. So we should know about the disposal. Where is your company in Abu Dhabi? Hello.
Emirates Global,
No,
we
no,
working with Global Aluminium, EGA.
no. It's in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, we are Musaffa.
Not
Sir,
Musafa. Al Tawila.
Where?
Al Tawila.
Savila.
Tavila, Tavila. Okay. Have you ever gone to this place? What you call this? Iked or Musaffa?
I know the location, but
Icon.
I
You
went
Icon,
know
not
the.
Icon.
there.
Okay. You know the location.
It's near.
Yes.
Yes.
Because over here, we have many industries and we also have the C there in IK2.
Okay.
So now, in
Requirements of
IK2
our
also we have the C and also we have the industries. Now the zone scope security time to time come there and see that somebody have thrown some chemicals in the water or no, because they have to check this. Because time to time they send their security there. Similarly, one of our professor, uh, he was PhD from the UK in analytical chemistry. Once he registered for the PhD in the university, they gave him some research that in this sea, there was a river. In this river, we always have the fishes, and these fish die time to time. Means we do not get proper growth in the reproduction of fish. Means time to time we have uh, fish scarcity in the water. Means the fish die here in the water. So you have to find out the root cause of the fish die in the river. So what he did is work was very simple. He took some fishes from the river, and after this he make this dry, and he dissolved this the fish. He just only crush this and dissolve the flesh in flesh of fish in the chemicals, and he make a solution, and he just only did the detection for this, that what type of things we have here. So he got here some heavy metals, and the fish over there in the river were died due to the heavy metals that coming in the water, in the river water. Now how the heavy water, heavy metals was coming in the water? Because there were 3-4 companies and they were disposed their waste in the water. And this was dissolved in the water and it was taken by the fish. So that's why the fish were dying. After this, once the paper came published, he completed his PhD and they told him, you did a good work for us. But they didn't leave this as a only one research. They give this to other scholars also, other PhD scholars, and they did research. After this, they told that we have to secure the river from hazardous materials. You got the point now?
Yes.
Okay. So now we are coming to what is GHS? Global Harmonized System. Spray tool cleaners. Now see, we have spray tools cleaner. Now the danger, this is the level. Hazard statement, extremely flammable aerosols may be fatal, solid and enter airways. So now like see, we have a spray tool cleaner. Tool cleaner is a chemical that we are using for the corrosion protection. Corrosion protection. So we are using this spray as for the anti-corrosion. So now come with me again. The danger is it's containing flammable substances called aerosols. And if we use this aerosols too much and we solid some of the chemicals from this spray aerosols, what will happen? Maybe fatal, we will die. Let's see. Now, if our employees, they are using this spray tool cleaner, what will happen? If they are not taking proper control measures, in this case, what we have the control measures, we will use the mask, not the common mask, not the common mask.
Common mask.
The common mask is the surgical mask that we were using in during the corona. Yes, COVID-19. Not
Yes,
this.
yes.
There
We
will
use the
be
R9.
gas mask. There will be gas mask when we are using this. And
Respirator?
apart from this, we will use chemical gloves. Chemical
Yes.
gloves,
Gloves.
not the original cotton gloves. Chemical gloves are not the nitrile rubber gloves, the chemical gloves. Now, precautionary statement: keep away from what is this? Keep away from heat sparks open because it will catch fire. Then flames, hot surfaces, no smoking in this area, no smoking, because if we smoke, so in this area where we are using this, if we smoke, the fumes from this will also enter in our body. Do not spray on an open flame. Do not spray on an open flame or other ignition source. Means you have lighter or matchbox or something, do not spray on this. Pressurized container, do not precise or burn even after use. Let's see. Now we have the empty cans or empty sprays vessels. We will not keep this in. Once it finish, we will not keep this in fire because it will explosion. It can explode. Now, tool supply company, this like say this is the name of the company who providing this. Consult SDS for additional information on hazards. Now this is the label. In the label, the SDS, we have 16 sections. But in the label, from the label, we got this, use proper PPE for this, but it's not there. So it's flammable. So it is not advised to use in a hot or ignition near the ignition source. One thing. Second thing is, if it enter in our body, if it enters in our body, so it causes fatality. So it is poison. It is poison. Also catch fire, flammable, and also it's cause it has some chemicals that cause fatality. Now, who need a HAZCOM program? What kind of companies need a HAZCOM plan? Any company that manufactures, distributors, transport, additional routes, stores or dispose of chemicals. So some companies, they are manufacturer, they are distributors, they are providing the transport services. Now, also if they store or dispose of chemicals. So we are working as a manufacturing and we are using these chemicals. We are using these chemicals as a raw material. We are using this chemical as a raw material. We store these chemicals. So we also have to develop a SCOM program. Got the point, please?
Yes.
Because we
Yes.
are not distributing this, we are not transporting this, but we have to store. So we also have a SCOM program. Any company whose employees work with hazardous chemicals, examples contractors, if they are using, painting contractors are our own employees also. Food supply means swimming food if they are using, maintenance companies, cleaning services, labs, and flooring installer. Now, retail stores, trucking companies, wholesale warehouse, healthcare facilities, fire departments, machine shops, auto repair men, oil change shops, welding shops. Now, HESCOM compliance. What must uh, ready?
Yes.
Okay. So now, what must our company do be in compliance? Companies must have a written HESCOM plan. You people don't have hazardous chemical handling procedure?
No, sir.
Let's see. You will go to the ADOSH, ADPHC. Over there,
Okay.
you will just only open the COP number first, and you will develop from this your hazardous chemical procedure. So this will be your HESCOM plan. Hazardous chemical procedure will be your HESCOM plan, and it will include also the requirement of this chemical. You also have inventory for the hazardous chemicals. Inventory means how many cans coming or how many
Is
kgs coming
available in
to
the stock.
your store and how many you consume. Yeah, this is the inventory.
Yeah, I know.
So
Okay.
here,
Yes, this is okay now. So your store people have this. It includes list of chemicals you have in your workplace, like which type of chemicals you are using, and their SDS. And make sure the SDS is provided to all the employees. And if they do not understand, we have to give them training in our language, which language they
Okay.
are speaking. Train your employees on how to read on SDS and hazard label. Because in the hazard label, we have only 2-3 things, and the SDS, we have 16 sections. Provide proper PPE for the chemicals your employees use. So, Alexi, sometimes we have to provide proper PPE for our employees. Lexi, if you have, you people have some painting booth in your company, yes or no?
No, sir.
No, you don't have, because you people are not using too much. Where I was
Yeah, yeah.
working there, where I was working there in my previous company, we were transformer manufacturing company. Maybe you know the name, FTC, Federal Transformer. This was one of our company, Federal Transformer Company.
Okay.
Uh, in this company, we were doing the blasting, and we were also doing the painting activity, spray painting.
okay.
So over there, we provide them proper painting booth and proper respirator were also provided. They were using the respirator when they were doing the painting activity. And the fresh air was coming from the to the respirator coming from the compressor. Class D,
Okay.
filter ear, class D ear. We call this class D ear. And the respirator was NIOSH approved respirator. And the filter was also NIOSH approved respirator. You have idea of NIOSH?
No, sir.
National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. This is one institute in the US, and they prepare the materials on their standards for the oil and gas. They have special requirements, special requirements.
Okay.
Like see, one time in the corona, when the ventilator was not enough for the people in the hospitals. So after this, globally they decided that it is difficult to provide the oxygen cylinders everywhere. So in some areas, the people they decided to use this NIOSH approved filters throughout the world because its efficacy is too much. Now, so in this case, the proper PPE, like we were using this proper PPE and a respirator, and this was also too much expensive, like 5,000 per piece. But they were continuously used. We were just only change the filter. Hazard communication. What is considered a hazardous chemicals? So, what is considered a hazardous chemical? A hazardous chemical is any chemical that can do harm to your body. That can harm to our body. Most industrial chemicals can harm you at some level. Employers who use chemicals other than retail packages, products used for their intended purpose, must have access to the SDS and warning label for products they use at work, like say danger, hazardous chemicals. How do hazardous chemicals affect the body? The effects a certain chemicals has the body depend on several factors. The physical form of the chemical. So, the physical form of the chemicals. You already have this in your IG2, NIBOSH IG2, one element chemicals, hazardous chemicals. How the chemicals enter the body, route of entry to the body. This is important. The amount of chemicals that actually enter the body, the dose. How toxic poisons the chemical is. What's the nature of the chemical? Now, types of chemicals. So now we are talking about the types of chemicals. The three forms of chemicals. All chemicals exist in one of three forms: solid, liquid, or gas.
Yes.
Now, solids, dust and chemical solids, dust and particulate. Particulate matter we call this. Dust or powder can be released into the air by cutting, drilling, grinding, or sending and inhaling. Actually, when we were talking about the asbestosis, when the asbestos in the solid form, it's okay. But when we hammering or disturbing, it's changed to fiber that we cannot see. Some people they are having the pet animals like cat and dogs. They play with the cats and dogs. Sometimes the small hair come from the cat body and directly we inhale because majority of time the people they are doing different activities. So majority of the people when they are doing some activities they are using the mouth for respiration, not the nose. Yes or no? Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
See, actually, for the respiration, we have to use nose rather than using the Mouth. If we use the mouth, then the small fibers are the small hairs from the body of the cat. When we play with them, directly go in our mouth and directly goes to
No.
the lungs. Small, we cannot see. So we see, maybe you have heard this wording from the people, that the people, they are playing with the cats. They have asthma. Why they have asthma? Because it directly goes to the lungs. And over there, they form a layer. So the lungs no more can oxidize very easily. So the function or the capacity of the lungs become decreased. And so that's why the people, they are playing with the cats and dogs. They have asthma. In long life, after 30 years, not now, after 30 years. Like see, some people, they are smoking. But suddenly, after 1 year, 2 years, they are not getting anything. But after 30 years, they become having cancer, lungs cancer.
Yes.
Because the smoke can damage our lungs. So now, grinding or sending and inhale. Dust can also be stirred off by dry sweeping and inhale. Spraying paint causes particulates to be suspended in the air. Particulate matter is the one, this is having the 4 micron size. So we cannot see this. So it's enter in our body in the form of, this is solid, but it's enter in our body in a very minute particles called the particulate matter, and it deposited on our lungs, the particulate matter. So that's why when the people, they are working in industry and they are using chemicals, they should use the mask. Special marks. Solids, fumes and fibers.
Master
Yes, yes, tell me.
respirator.
Yes.
Mask or respirator.
Mask are?
Respirator.
Respirator.
Yes, respirator. No? It's better to use, like, see, sometime, because actually what's the problem, you see? When you tell the people, because some companies, they do not provide the respirator. Just too much expensive. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes. But
So directly,
we provide it
directly,
for every.
yes. So directly they give directly the mask now. Because I saw so many companies. They directly not give the gas mask, they directly give the simple, the corona surgical mask. Huh?
Yes, yes, yes.
Because I saw a few people work in a companies, over there you will see that the management doesn't want to give too much money. The management does not
Oh,
agree because they say this just it will it's too much costly or something like this. So in our companies, we are working, it's better to provide the chemical mask or the respirator. Okay, solid fumes and fibers. Now, when we were talking about the asbestos is coming here, fumes are extremely small droplets of metal formed when the metal has been vaporized by high temperature, usually welding. When we are doing the welding, so directly it's come with the snakes in coming with the air to our. So this from the metal. Some compounds are fiber, which can be similar to dust, but they have an elongated shape like asbestos or fiberglass. Now the fiberglass is shape as compared to asbestos. Asbestos is now substituted by fiberglass. And still, if we are using the fiberglass Also, we have to take proper PPE. Now, liquids. Liquids can come into direct contact with the skin and be absorbed into the body. Liquid can be sprayed in form mist or evaporated in form vapor, which can be inhaled. So sometimes the liquids also come in our body when we inhale. Now liquids, like see, mist can also be inhaled. Now mist can settle on the skin and be absorbed. So now when we people are doing the welding activity, the activity of welding, or we're doing the painting activity, we have to wash our hands properly. 15 minutes with soap.
15,
Any type of soap
15
we can
minutes.
use. Any type of soap we can use. Please.
Okay, sir.
Let's see. When we are doing the painting activity, we will have proper gloves and the chemical gloves. And after this, once we finish the activity, we will wash our hands for 15 minutes with soap. Any soap. If you are using, before this, we were using the close different soap. But nowadays in UAE, we don't have this soap, yes?
Yes.
Maybe in some parts of our countries we will have the soap. But this soap is good, The soap that we were washing the clothes was good soap, Airborne mist can also settle out and contaminate food or drink. So that's why always the employees have to eat their food in the canteen rather than eating fruit or something in the working area. See, when we were working there in Pakistan, some employees, they were eating their food in their dinner on the machines. Then I complained to the production manager and we stopped it. Then they're told, no, we also have to continue the production process and like this. I told no. You people are 10 people on machine. So 3 people one time, 3 people one time, and 4 people one time. It's not like this that you people have your food here. Because in the textile industry, you see that small particulate matter directly come and inhale. So it will destroy the lungs. But see, to tell you one thing, if the dust directly, like the cotton dust in textile,
Okay.
directly we digest this because it's also like glucose, no? But
Yes.
if we eat this, it's not goes to the lungs because if it goes to lungs, then problem. But if we eat it, it's okay. If it goes to the stomach, no problem. Agree? But if it goes to the lungs, then problem. But like see, if 70% is going to the stomach, 30% is going to the lungs, then problem. So that's why the people, they are working in such area, they always should use the respirator or the mask. Because this is required. If they are not using this, then they will get problems. Now gases. Some can some can occur naturally. Vapors can from liquid. Vapors can form from liquids, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, and ammonia gas are some chemicals that have killed workers in the gas farms. Like see, carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide also very dangerous because it's directly when we inhale carbon monoxide, directly it stops the oxygen absorption in our body. Like in our body, we have red blood corpuscles. Red blood corpuscles. And red blood corpuscle is made of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is made of iron. When we inhale oxygen, there is a chemical reaction of hemoglobin, the oxygen with iron, directly it becomes carboxyhemoglobin. Carboxyhemoglobin. Now, once we have oxygen, directly it changes to oxyhemoglobin. But if we inhale carbon monoxide, it changes to carboxyhemoglobin. So, in this case, we will die. Because the carbon monoxide have 200% more affinity with iron than with oxygen. Like see, once we inhale oxygen, it directly mixes with our RBC, the hemoglobin, the iron, it gives the oxyhemoglobin. But once we inhale carbon monoxide, the oxygen will not absorb oxygen, it will absorb the carbon monoxide. So in our body, we will have poison. Because carbon monoxide have more affinity than oxygen with the iron. So in this case, oxygen absorption will be decreased. Indirectly, the people will suffocate. Because even if it is cold, and we are burning the coal, or we are using the gas cylinders, what will happen? For make hot in the cold season, if we close the doors, so oxygen will not directly enter. So from the chemical combustion reaction of coal or wood or gas, we will have carbon monoxide too much. So in this case, we will die. Because in our place, but this far away from our place of Hazardous. Some people, it was very cold. They just only shut down the door, and there were some small holes. They also cover this with the cloth, and they were over there. They stayed for the whole night there. When someone came, just need to tell them, have your breakfast. When she entered, all the 10 people, they will die due to this carbon monoxide. Now, hydrogen sulfide H2S, then, and ammonia gas are some chemicals that have killed workers in the gas farm. Now, fungi. Forms of biological agent. Fungi, organisms that act in a parasitic manner, feeding on organic matter. Now, Aspergillus, causing aspergillosis. Now over here, bacteria, single-cell organism that can cause disease are called pathogen. The organism that cause illness is called pathogen. Like Bacillus anthracis causing anthrax. Now here, viruses. The smallest known type of infectious agent that invade the cells of other organisms which they take over and make copies of themselves. We cannot call this reproduction. We call for this for the biological substances, means the bacteria, viruses, and fungi, we are not using the wording reproduction. We are using the wording copying, or we are using the wording multiplication. Multiplication. How we are using the multiplication? Because um, when there is little bit increase, we call it a production. If there is too much increase, like doubling, tripling, then it's become the multiplication. Like see, in 20 minutes, we have 2 bacteria. After 20 minutes, we will have 4. After 4, we will have 8. So it's a multiplication, multiplied by 2. So HIV are the AIDS, causing AIDS. There are 5 routes of entry. Like this corona was also virus. How chemicals
Yes.
enter the body? Corona was also virus. There are 5 routes of entry. How the chemical enter in our body? This is important. Ingestion,
Yes.
solid chemicals, means through mouth. Inhalation, breathing. Absorption, the chemical soak through the skin. Skin or eye contact. Chemical does enter damage to skin or eyes and contact. Injection. Injection means sharp object then presses the skin. Now, how chemical enter the body? Ingestion. Now, let's see. This guy is eating here, and fungus is here. See, and this bread. Chemical that are solid are absorbed in the digestive tract. Chemicals can rub up dirty hands and contaminate food, drink, or tobacco products. Chemicals in the ear can settle on food or drink and be solid. Now, inhalation breathing. Airborne chemicals are breathed in through the mouth or nose. The size of particles or droplets can affect where the chemical settles in the respiratory tract. Where the chemical settles in the respiratory tract determine what symptoms or disease will develop. Now, skin absorption. See, now this guy is not wearing the gloves. So what will
Hand
happen?
gloves.
Yes, hand gloves. Now, some chemicals can pass through the skin and be taken into the body like system. Enter in the system. Solvent and pesticides are examples of compounds that can be absorbed through the skin. Now injections. Now let's see. Some chemicals can pass through the skin and be taken into the body's system through a break in the skin. Needles and sharp objects can cause injection hazards. Now, skin contact, you see, of corrosive chemical. Corrosive chemicals. Corrosive chemical means acids or base. When we are talking about the corrosive chemicals, these are the chemicals we call as acids or bases. Means something that called corrosion to our bodies. Means this creating irritation. Corrosive can cause visible skin burn or damage. The context of skin damage depends on how long the corrosive is on the skin and how concentrated the corrosive is. As I told you, this the one guy who was working on the mercerizing machine and he has like hard chemicals, sodium hydroxide on his in his eyes. So the temperature was 62. And also the concentration of the strong base, like NaOH 25%. So acute chemical bath, see, 1 day later, after 7 days. So takes time, so it will like this. So we have to treat her. Now you see, eye contact. Inhalation of corrosive mist or vapor can cause severe bronchial irritation. Corrosive chemicals are capable of capable of damaging skin, eyes, and the respiratory system. Chemical toxicity. These pictures are too much. See,
Yes.
you are good because you are male. The female, they cry. The female, when they see, they cry. Toxicity. How dangerous are chemicals? Dose. The effect of any toxic chemicals depend on the amount of a chemical that actually enter the body.
Good.
Acute toxicity, the measures of how toxic a chemical is in a single dose over a short period of time. Acute, then chronic, the measures of the toxicity of exposure to a chemical over a long period of time. This is called chronic. You know, some people, they are working in the furniture industry. They are using, over there we have the wood dust, yes?
Yes.
The wood dust. In another profession, we called as somebody working in the workshop, vehicle workshop, vehicles workshop, repairing the vehicles.
Yes.
They people are exposed to carcinogenic chemicals. Like the people, they are working in the wood dust, too much wood dust. So what will happen? After 30 years, 25 to 30 years, they will have cancer. Now, the people, they are working in the floor mills, floor mills. Like, see, we are eating the bread made of flour. But, see, is food. Flour is a food, wet food. Clear? Now,
Yes.
if we inhale, it's cause cancer. You got the point?
Yeah.
Like, see, we are eating the food from the wet floor. But if we inhale this and it goes to our lungs, it will deposit it on our alveoli of the lungs. We will have cancer. So the people, they are working in flour mills, they are working in the wood saw, means machines, or the furniture industry, or they are working in the vehicle workshop. After 25 to 30 years, they are getting cancer. So this is called a chronic effect. Lethal dose expressed as DLD50 are dose at which 50% of a population will die. Lethal dose means uh, a dose at which 50% of population will die. Like, see, if we have 10 people and they are working in a particular place, and the dose of chemical is such that after for long time, 50% of the people who exposed to this chemical die, it's called a lethal dose. Based on this, we decide the exposure limits. We decide the exposure limits. This is very important. Like, see, the people, they are exposed to petrol or petroleum chemicals working in the rig. After one, like 14 days or 1 month, they give them the earthing also, because over there they are over there they are in the proper place and they don't have earthing. One thing. Second thing is they are exposed to hazardous chemicals. So that's why when they are doing the duties 1 month, after this they give the rest of 1 month. Enough sure, yes?
Yes.
Because they provide the earthing and also they provide to protect them from the chemicals. Now, let's see, a few people have the idea, the people they are working in it, no. They give them very good food. But the problem is, if they people eat too much, because they are giving them beef and there's so many things. They have buffet. But still, if you people work there, for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks there, then your body weight will be too much increase. Because over there, if you have such rich food and you don't have exercise and you eat too much, you will die. The body weight will be
Yes.
increased, too much cholesterol level. They give them such food, but some people they do not understand this. Actually, when they are giving too much food, they are taking too much energy to refresh their life. But sometimes they ate too much and they have problems. One guy, his brother was working there in the Afshan, in the same area. They were eating too much these things. He told, we are eating too much these things and this and this. I told, after 3-4 months you will see. Once he came after 4 months, too much eating, then he got a baby because cholesterol level was too much high. Now, acute effect, immediate or rapidly produced adverse effect following a single or short-term exposure, which is usually reversible. This is reversible. Huh? Exposure to solvent causing dizziness and fainting like ammonia. After this will be okay. Now, chronic effect. An adverse effect produced as a result of prolonged or repeated exposure, which is often irreversible, like mercury poisoning. Health hazards. What are some of the things chemicals can do to you? Carcinogenic. Carcinogenic means something that causes cancer. Check to see if the chemicals you are using are on DOSH. Carcinogens list of special rules when working with these chemicals. Now here, tetragen. Tetragen is these chemicals heart and the babies are caused birth defects. This is the tetragen. Actually, in this, the genes is changed. Mutagen. These chemicals cause birth defects and sometimes cancer is in the exposed workers. Now let's see. Sometimes we are using some chemicals that have the tetragenes and metagenes effect. If ladies are working with us and they are pregnant, they are not allowed to work in this condition because the baby will have problems. Got the point, please? So,
Yes.
if you people are the production supervisors or the health and safety supervisors of a particular workplace where we have the ladies working with us and they have any exposure to chemicals that cause tetragenes or metagenes or radiation, we have to protect them. In this particular time, we will change their place of work from this activity to another activity. Like in hospitals, we have the ladies working with us in the X-ray department. When they are getting pregnant, they are changing their duties from this area to another area. Now, sensitizer. These chemicals can cause an allergic reaction and smaller doses that can be deadly. Now over here, physical harms, flammability. Now sometimes we have some chemicals that cause like here 100%, methane 0%. Here methane we have 100%, here we have 0%. Too rich. If in such area we are working over there, the methane let's see, the common LPG, liquid petroleum gas, we have 85% of methane, CH4. If we are working in some areas over there, the methane concentration is too much. In this case, if there is some explosion, or we are using some ignition source, it directly will catch fire. Now, vapor density. Vapor density is a measure of how heavy a vapor is compared to air. Air has a vapor density of 1. Now let's see why they are providing us this concept, vapor density. Let's see. What is the molecular weight of hydrogen sulfide, H2S? Let's see. H2, then S, 32. We have 34. And the air molecular weight, the molecular weight of the air is, molecular weight of the air is 28. 28. So if we have, let's see, if we have carbon, let's see now, take another example, CO2, CO, 12 plus 16, 12 plus 16, it is 12 plus 16, it is also called, it's 28, yes? 28, no?
80.
Let's see, 12 for the carbon and O for 16. So 16 our N, so 18, 28. So now the molecular weight of CO is also 28 and of the air is also 28. So it is dangerous. Now CO2, when there is CO2, it's 44. Or if there is H2S, it is denser than air. So it will be in the ground. It will be in the ground. So that's why when the people fall, the concentration of H2S becomes too much and the people suffocate in the workplace. If we have an environment where there is the H2S concentration is too much, and sometime when there is wind is coming, or sometime if the temperature increase, its concentration also increase and decrease. Vapor with a density greater than air can flow like a liquid collect near the flow. Greater than air, like see, is flow here. Now acetone, for example, has a vapor density of 2 and 6. Now acetone is too much, so it's come down. It will be in the fumes like this. This may create a fire or explosion. Hazards if the vapor flow to an ignition source. Now, like see, it's too much from the water, from the air, so it will like flow. When it's coming, the ignition sources directly will catch fire. Now, explosion are physical hazards. Explosio, explosio, fire blasts are projection hazards by self-reactive substances that can burn without oxygen, or that may explode when disturbed, will be labeled with the symbols. This will be the symbols. Explosions are often caused by pressurized cylinder and can be accelerated by oxidizer. So if we have like acetylene, or if we have like LPG cylinders, or if we have hydrogen cylinders, it will be not near the oxygen cylinders. Yes. Now, now we are having this. We are taking one examples of Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob is working in a company. In what type of, he is handling different chemicals, and when we provide him like the training, which type of training we will provide to him. Now let's as a scenario for this particular guy, tell me please. Yeah, training.
because my delegate wasn't able to join. I have actually four for this
Chemical,
chemical handling. They will be available like 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Yeah,
So
at least
after
1
this,
hour.
sorry, I took your time. So now we are, whereby we are just only take the example of Mr. Bob. Bob is a guy who is working in a company and who is having some activities. They are giving us one scenario. Meet Bob, work for industrial maintenance company for historic buildings, does everything from cleaning window to restoring metal surfaces to repair growth. Bob worked with many different kinds of chemicals. Now, how can Bob's company project him from chemicals? The HESCOM administrator for his company trained Bob's on chemicals, SDS and labels. With this presentation before, Bob worked with hazardous chemicals. Now let's see. You are working in your company. Yes? No.
Yes.
You are the HESCOM administrator. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because you people are the responsible people who can train the people in your organization. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, in this case, you got the external training.
Yes.
Now, you have to provide your employees who are handling chemicals in different activities or in different areas of your organization. This becomes your responsibility to train them, like to tell them what is a chemical level, what is a SASDS. So what are the 16 sections of the SDS you have to communicate to them? Like see, if as I give you one example of one guy who has chemicals in his eyes. If I was not there and the people don't know about the first aid of the NaOH, sodium hydroxide, this guy will have defected eyes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So sometime only the first aid can save the life of people. Agree?
Yes.
So now, if you have any incidents regarding the chemicals, so you people can provide the training to your employees who are working for your company, and you once you train them, you can save their life. And once you save their life, they will train other need because new young workers come to organization time to time. So after this, there will be a routine training program. So after this, you will be no more in the organization, but what you did will be live forever.
Yes.
Like see, when I joined my previous company, one of the maintenance manager came to me and he told me that their people, some workers, they were sitting with the forklift driver because actually this company was very big company. Like the store was like 700 meter away from the production bay. So once the employees, they were taking the chemicals or something from the store, they were sitting with the forklift driver. And one guy, before my joining there, one guy, one time he was sit with the driver and he fell down from the forklift. And he got severe injury because the tire of forklift crushed his leg. And again, this guy was sitting again with the forklift driver. Then the maintenance manager told me there that we have this problem. I give them all the warning. If I caught somebody, so I will give the penalty. I told the forklift driver, if somebody sitting with you, come to me with the forklift and give me the key. I will give the key to this guy, go there and I will finalize. Khalas. After this, believe me, once I inform them and I give warning to them, after this, I was working there before. In 2014, I finished my job there and I joined this company. Sometime I go there for the training and sometime for the audit. I'm just only asking this. They told no, everything is controlled. So if you're working in any organization as a HSE manager or safety officer, actually when you don't have other people in the safety department and you are the lonely safety officer, you are also the manager. Yes, agree with me or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
You are the manager. See, so now once you have a good initiative like this, then the people will pray for you. Now, over there, when I was working there, I developed for this company like the first aid procedure for chemical and eyes. And just only we prepare the procedure and signage and everything for this. Now the people knows what is the proper treatment in case of caustic in the eyes because the incidents are reported. And what's the first aid we provided and how who was injured, who provide the first aid, and now what is the situation. So people will pray for you. Give Bob access to a list of SDS and copies of SDSs for the chemicals he work with. So that he can double check all procedures. Make sure Bob has the correct PPE for the chemicals he work with. So there he is using different chemicals. So for different chemicals, he has to use the PPE, required PPE. Sources of information. When we are talking about the sources of information, we will have this from in-house, also from outsource. ESCOM training, SGS labels. What is the SGS label is telling to us? GHS labels. What does Bob need to know about chemicals labels? Bob learned the products he worked with need to come with a warning label. He needs to leave the products in the original container whenever possible. Sometimes we are having 200-liter chemicals drum. Sometimes we take from this 5 liters. Now if we take from this big drum, which is of 200 liters, if we take only 5 liter from this, the secondary drum or cane will be also labeled. Because if there is shift change or other working come, they should know. So secondary container will be also labeled. If he puts the chemical in a new container, he needs to put a GHS label on the container. Name and label. Now see here. GHS label must have 6 things. In a label, there will be 6 things. Product identifier, name of the product, like propane. What is this? Propane. Propane is a gas. Single words help define how hazard a chemical is. Danger, more dangerous. Now see danger. Now
Yes.
or we will less dangerous. Now, hazard statement, extremely flammable, like propane gas, C3H8. This is the formula. Container gas under pressure, so it's compressed gas. So may cause damage to the central nervous and respiratory system. So it can damage our respiratory and central nervous system. So in this case, we have to use the respiratory protective equipment. Hazard statement. Statement that describe the nature of the hazards of a chemical, including where appropriate, the degree of hazard. Pictogram, like this is the pictogram. This compressed gas. Now, precautionary statement. Recommended measures of prevention, response, storage, and disposal. Name. Now see, the sixth number is the name here. See, name, address, and telephone number of the chemical manufacturer, importer, or other responsible party, means the distributor. Now, why? Let's see, one company is in the UK or Germany. We have the supplier here. So we will have the manufacturer contact number also, and also we will have the local supplier. Because if there is some problem, they will have to, once we communicate with them, if we don't know the emergency treatment or something, or there is some other problem, we will directly have access to their number. So the supplier details or the manufacturer details will be also there. Because manufacturer, their contact number, address. Now, making labels. Making GHS labels, the information you need to make a label for a product is on the SDS for the product. Many online label making service like JJ Killer and apps are becoming available where you can make a or get a GHS label on the job site using an iPad or smartphone. Like sometime we also have this from this. Give to Google, you directly will get the label. Now, GHS hazard communication. What do the pictogram means? Health hazard. This, and this. Physical hazards like this. Explosion, flammable. Environmental hazards like also can kill the fishes. Now, most of the cleaning products Bob use have some minor health effect and may cause skin to become irritated. Now, exclamation point. Chemicals that are acutely toxic and that can be harmful or toxic by ingestion, inhalation, or contact with the skin or eyes, often with a small dose. Cleaning supplies. Some of the bulbs cleaning supplies can cause long-term health effects like cancer. Other can make him violently ill and do damage to specific organ. Now, health hazards. Chemicals that pose health hazards and can cause acute or chronic health effects such as respiratory function, damage, cancer, specific organ, function damage, sexual or dysfunction, fertility problems, birth defect, and genetic mutation are represented by this sample vaccine. Now let's see some chemicals, they also can damage our genetic system. Like see, if we people are working in an environment where we are using the Hg, you know Hg, mercury. If we are using the HGN, some companies, what we will have, in this case, it will, uh, it will affect our genetic system. Our sperm will not work. So in this case, when the people, they are working in the mercury industry, they are telling, do you want to have kids? Yes, I want to have kids. Then they will not hire you. If you have like 3 kids, 4 kids, no, I do not need more. Then they will hire you. Ladies, no problem, but male problem. Now, skulls and crossbone. What is skulls? GHS spectrogram. The skulls and crossbones. Chemicals that are acutely toxic and that can be harmful or toxic by ingestion, inhalation, or contact with the skin or eyes, often with a small dose. So it means directly skull bones or crossbones. Etching metal. Another one of Bob's job is to etch metal at one of the buildings to make it look stressed and old. To accomplish the Bob's sprays corrosive chemicals on it. It also only corrosive to metal. It's only to the metal. Now he has a new place and he marked this corrosive. That the people say it's old place. So price will be increased. Bug spray. One of the Bob's job is to spray for bugs. If he accidentally ingested some of the chemicals or some absorbed through his skin, it would be bad in fact. Now, corrosive chemicals that can be corrosive to metal, skin, or cause damage to eyes can label with these symbols. Now, welding. Bob does a little welding in some of the building he worked on. One is at a public pool built in the 1940s. There is lots of pipes to weld in the pump room, which is where they also store the food's chemical swimming pool. Now flame. This part the flammable. Flammable solids, gases, aerosols, liquids are self-reactive substances and mixture, pyrophoric, self-healing chemicals, chemicals that ignite when exposed to water. Inorganic peroxide can be depicted with these symbols. Now, cylinders like see, gas under pressure may explode if heated. This pictogram like this would be used for compressed gases, liquefied gases, refrigerated liquefied gases, and dissolved gases. Gases may cause cryogenic burn or injuries. Now here, flammable over circle like. These are oxidizers, oxidizing chemicals. To make matter worse, the Bob is welding the full chemicals or oxidizer and Bob start a small fire. So which type of fire extinguisher he will use? While it's fire, which type of extinguisher he will use? Like see, flammable. Now he got fire. So we have to train him how to extinguish the fire, how to use the chemicals, and if in case of fire, what we will do. Now, exploding bomb. Explosive fire, blast or projection hazards by self-reactive substances, substances that can burn without oxygen or that may explode when disturbed will be labeled with a symbol like see. This for the explosion. Huh? Now see, he fall down. Environment, this will be for the environment. So for the environment, we will have to dispose this chemical in a proper way. Otherwise, if we dispose this to water, it will kill the aquatic life, means the sea animals. Not only fish, many things. Huh? Now activity. Think of type of chemicals our company use the need pictogram and match them with the correct samples. So you people have this one, explosion, Horatio, and also fish, and also the compressed gas cylinders. Ammonia, now ammonia, acute, this for the acute. Now, task that involves chemicals, spraying paints, primer or stains, spreading or spraying certain glues, then cleaning. This will be in your HASCOM plan. Protecting yourself. Let your supervisor know. Find out what the chemical was. So if we are getting hurt or if we have some chemicals accidents, we should know what was the chemical. Following the first aid direction in the SDS, get medical attention as needed. Check your PPE before going back to the area. Now, getting information from the product label, from the product safety data sheet. Now, we will also have this SDS later in the second video. Now, the labeling. There will be some labeling on it. Identity of the hazardous chemicals, appropriate hazard warning, name and address of the chemical manufacturer, importer or other responsible party. Now MSDS. So now coming to the SDS. In section 1 will be the identification name, hazard identification. Section 3 composition information or ingredients. Section 4 first aid measures. So section 4 will be the first aid measures. What will be the first aid? Fifth one will be the firefighting. If we have fire from this chemical, accidental release measures. Now, handling and storage. What will be the appropriate temperature? Exposure, control personal protection, physical and chemical properties, stability and reactivity, toxicological information. Now, 12 is the ecological information. Ecological means the environment on the effects on the environment, like 12 to 15. Disposal concentration, how we will dispose. Transport information, because see, when we are talking about the transport, the DOT, Department of Transport, also give their information. Regulatory information, like the government, because some chemicals are banned in some areas. Other informations, including data preparation or last revision. Now let's see. From 1 to 5. From 1 to 5, like the up to 4 first aid. Then, what are the features of SDS? Like see here. From firefighting, accidental release, then from 12 to 15, non-mandatory. 12 to 15, non-mandatory.
Sir, what
Yeah,
are the 12 to 15?
What?
They are what are the features of SDS? So there are 12 to 15 non-mandatory.
No, like
Means
12, 15 are not mandatory, no? Actually, what's the
okay.
problem, you see? Ecological information, because if there is something that is ecological information, too much like it's too much creating too much problem for the
Okay.
chemical, this chemical will be not regulated in the country. So this chemical will not come to this place. You got a
Okay.
point?
Yes, yes.
Like see, some chemical that is too much dangerous for the ecology. So the government will have concern. If the people release to water, they will kill our all the water population. Or if it is problem for the land, they will not provide. Like see, we are using some chemicals. We are using some chemicals for the blasting in our places. So these are regulated. These are regulated by the government. The government regulate this. One time, there was one chemical. This chemical was not banned in Saudi Arabia, but this chemical was banned here in this UAE. So in some cases, they are regulate this. Now, let's see. You know some medicines. Some medicines in our countries we are using a lot, but here in UAE it's banned.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, you know morphine and pethidine and codeine. Over there we are using, but here it's banned. So the non-mandatory means that's regulated by the government. Regulated by the government. We just
No,
know
no.
what is available. We should know only from 1 to 11. Because if it's not regulated by the government, they will not allow to use. So now data sheet, we will have section product and company identification. And after this, we will have like Coresio or something. So Hazardous questionnaires. Now protecting yourself, knowing what is in your product you are work with. What is the product we are working with? Like this guy is working with the chemicals. So chemical gloves, chemical shoes, and also the mask. A respirator we call this. Use the smallest amount of a chemical to do the job. So means dilute. Warning necessary personal protective equipment. Now, protecting yourself, informing your supervisor of unusual orders, spills or releases. Living in area of a large spill or chemical release. Now call, they explain the circumstances of spill. In addition, our company has this policy. So we will call to someone. Now, hazard compliance. Choose a hazard administrator and fill out the HISCOM program. So the safety or other operation staff. Make a list of chemicals you have in your workplace. Collect an SDS of all chemicals and labels and sheets. Review the HISCOM program with your employees. So discuss with your employees. Train employees how to read an SDS. Focus on section 2, 4, 6, and 8. Show employees how to read GHS products labels. Have proper PPE available for the chemicals which your employees using. Now communication also we will discuss there. The communication summary. So now we will take this one by one. Any question, please? No
No, sir.
question. We will take this
Thank you,
now.
sir.
We will take now the videos. I will stop the